What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on, and hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels in that Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right, got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you pay for. All right. And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. There's going to be some information that's going to help you win. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about top scams going into 2026. Yes, it's a lot of new scams, it's a lot of new methods, it's a lot of things going on in this world right now because the world is in a whole new situation. Everybody's broke, everybody's living check to check, everybody's trying to figure out some way to make sure they can pay their bills and this and that. And a lot of people are starting to resort to scams and fraud because as the years have ever since COVID-19, scams and fraud has been popularized, meaning that social media has brought the dark world, dark web, scamming, frauds, a lot of different methods to light. And if everybody is seeing it, people are going to want to do it because there's everybody wants some money. If people on social media flashing hundreds and thousands of dollars all day, every day, saying, "Oh, do this method, do that method. I did this, I did that. You can do it too. Just buy this and do that." Then people are going to invest in it. Some people might have it in the back of their head, and once they get to a certain situation, a certain point, then they're like, "Oh, well, I seen them say I can do this for this amount and do that." So it's a lot of things that's going on in this world right now that a lot of people are resorting to try to get some fast cash. And it's a lot of scams, it's a lot of methods, it's a lot of schemes going on. Now people gotta understand and realize that wherever there is some type of scam, or wherever there's money being made, there is going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed. And people don't understand that because you got to think about it. If you can get some money doing something this way, more than likely you're going to be able to do it that way. And what I mean is, if you can do it legally, you can do it illegally. And a lot of people are starting to utilize a lot of different schemes and methods to do so. So you got identity theft, you got check fraud, you got credit card fraud, you got bank fraud scams, you got check fraud scams, you got mortgage fraud, you got insurance fraud, you got methods from Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay. It's almost a method for everything and anything out there that a lot of people don't understand, because wherever there's money being made or being generated or can be sent or received, there's going to be some type of scam or fraud attached to it. So the type of scams that's going on right now. Now, people got to understand, it might be more scams going on than jobs being out here in the world. And it's a scam for everything, literally. So with 2026 coming up, it's going to be a lot going on. And a lot of people need to be aware of what's going on. So you got check frauds, right? Check fraud has been going on for a long time, since the beginning of time. And as time evolves, as the world evolves, the scams and the methods will evolve. So back in the day, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have social media, or we didn't have camera phones, we didn't have tap to pay, it wasn't chips. Like, a lot of people got to start understanding that a lot of stuff has been created for security databases. And when it comes to like debit cards, for example, debit and credit cards, Tap to pay didn't exist. The chips on the cars didn't exist. Cars used to be embossed. It's a lot that has changed. And people are going to figure out any way they can to get some money. So let's get to check fraud. So check fraud, bank fraud, and check fraud. A lot of people understand how the check system works when it comes to cash and checks. A lot of people understand that what you need to open up a bank account, you can deposit checks, all different type of things when it comes to bank accounts and checks. So it's a lot of different methods that people use when it comes to checks. So sometimes people what a big popular method that you see is when you on social media platforms when you see people saying who got this bank account, that bank account, who got an account with this bank, that account, less work, whatever. They find these people and they deposit stolen checks into that account, and then they withdraw the cleared amount of funds before it red flags. Then you got people who utilize CPNs to open up bank accounts to deposit fake checks, meaning that they utilize somebody else's identity. So this is not a CPN, this is a pre-built CPN. They utilize somebody else's identity, open up your bank accounts with that person's identity, and start depositing fake checks into those accounts. Then you got people who steal checks from mailboxes, mail drop boxes, alter the checks, change the numbers, change the names. Then you got people who go on the dark web and they buy checks. Now, as the world is really evolving, because back in the day you never heard of people selling real company checks, like meaning that there's places where you go and say, hey, I need a Target employee check, and they got the real template for the checks, or to Walmart or any type of store, right? And this goes into the ghost employees that we're starting to see more of. People creating ghost employees, meaning that there's people on payroll that don't even work there. It could be a real person, it could be a fake person, but it's a ghost employee. So people figure out ways how to do things that's beneficial. So scammers, hackers, fraudsters have figured out that how to get advanced when it comes to fake checks. Like instead of stealing checks and doing this, how can we get real company? Because you got to think a hacker can get into any database, can see anything. So if he getting into these companies' databases, getting templates, getting the real check sequences, check number sequences, and all that, it's kind of hard for banks to not catch on, because they're going to call and verify that check. And if it's actually popping up in the database that this $3,000 check for a check number, blah, 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 because they can get in the database, they can change or make anything. So, but a lot of times people are, when it comes to ghost employee, it's so many different scams and frauds that's connected to each other that I had you talking about this one because this is connected to it. Now you got to explain this one. And that'd be the problem when it comes to scams and fraud, because a lot of people don't connect the dots. And in some way or form, every scam is connected to each other. So, ghost employee, so check fraud has been going around for a long time. People are, as the world evolves, the scams evolve. They now allow you to deposit checks by taking pictures and all different type of stuff. So that people are utilizing these loopholes to commit this type of fraud. And you got credit card, debit card fraud is going on. People, like I said, people back in the day used to emboss cards that get stolen credit card numbers from the dark web. Because back in the day, there was nobody working from home. Need that. After COVID-19, before COVID-19, nobody was working from home, meaning that you wasn't gonna have people working at the bank from home. You wasn't gonna have people working from these car dealerships and the offices from home. Like these was not remote jobs. Ever since COVID-19, there are more remote jobs in major companies. So now more people who are working from home that work at the bank and working these different jobs. So back in the day, like I said, more than likely people was getting most of this information off the dark web, utilizing it, embossing cards, swiping the cards, reading and writing the cards, or they was having people working fast food restaurants in the drive-through, late night third shift workers, because that's when it's more lax and things like that, and it's more easier for the person to get card information because you give the person your card and they jeez Louise, you give the people your card to pay for your meal and they shut that window. You don't know what they doing. So, and when they read the card on the read it and writer, there's not going to be an alert that hey somebody just swiped your card. No, you want to get an alert when somebody pay. You get a somebody use your card to pay for something. So the elevation of credit card fraud. They started to make it real bank cards on the dark web, meaning that they will literally they finding templates. They got everything that however they make a real cards for the banks, they got the same thing. And whatever bank that you need, they can get real debit and credit cards from that bank for you. All right, multiple cards. So the evolution of blank debit cards have definitely been on the rise from people on the dark web getting templates and software and databases to get real banks debit card and credit cards. They real things, and I'm talking about it's getting real crazy with the scam and fraud world. You got methods, you got crypto methods, you got Cash App methods, PayPal methods. Like it's a lot of low methods going on right now from Cash App, Bitcoin, PayPal, Apple Pay, anywhere there's a money transfer where you can send and receive money. There's some, and it has an account. There's some type of load going on. Like it's getting real. Like the crypto load. Everybody been seeing the little videos going around with that. Everybody been seeing all the lows, and it's just people. Like this is the problem. People don't be believing these things be true or be real until they either do it or they see somebody do it or a lot of people do it. Like people, the 85% of the world is followers. 10% of the people are like people just got to understand the logistics and the magnitude of scams and fraud because most of it pertains to like IT and computer and databases and things like that. So everything could be manipulated, especially like computers and anything with a software, a database, a hardware, hard drive. These things can be hacked easily, compromised easily. And a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people, like I said, the world is in a position where a lot of people are broke and need more funds. So people are trying anything and everything that they can to get some quick, fast funds. So methods, loads, check fraud, credit, debit card fraud. You got people that's figuring out and getting malware, doing ATM jackpot, putting viruses on the ATMs and making money disperse. You got people figuring out how to get people virtual debit and credit cards and linking them to phones and using them. You got Ponzi schemes going on where rich people, this is a rich person scam where rich people know other rich people and they saying, hey, I got this investment, invest this into it and you'll start seeing a return. And all these people start investing, and as more people invest, they start paying the people who invested first back on their returns, and then they gotta keep getting money to start paying back everybody. And then once the funds, they like it's a lot that goes on in this world that a lot of people don't understand. Real estate fraud, people doing warranty deed frauds, taking over homes, selling them, refinancing homes, getting equity loans on homes. Like people are figuring out any way and every way to make some money. Like if you can get some money with anything, wherever there's money being made, there's a scam or fraud being committed. Point blank period. And I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all that. And people gotta be aware of that. Like, man, it's money being made everywhere that we look. So it gotta be some type of scam or fraud being committed. Yes. Insurance fraud, mortgage fraud, credit card fraud, check fraud. Everything is fraud. There's fraud going on everywhere. Anywhere there's money being made. Companies, ghost employees. What else? Like there's so much going on, man. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there because people aren't. People are naive. People don't believe it can happen to them. But as this world is evolving and so much is going on, people should be very afraid of what's like happening because there's so much Indian frauds, African fraud, call centers that people just committing fraud and calling people all day trying to get some information. Like that's the Indian scams and emails, text messages, phone calls. Anybody who got an iPhone, it's always saying your passwords have potentially been in a data leak. Change them. Like that's crazy. They even got it now on these cell phones where you can block unknown callers. There's so much scam calls and potential like it's even got so bad that it pop up potential scam on your caller ID when these calls be coming. So y'all gotta understand, like it's a lot going on, and if you're not aware of what's going on, you're not woke. You can't be cautious, and you can become a victim. So it's all about staying more safe, staying more cautious, and being more aware. Make sure you guys are getting your Norton Life locks. Monitor all your accounts on financial or social media to make sure and monitor and make sure nothing's going on. And if anything suspicious was to happen, they'll notify you and let you know. Also, they monitor the dark web to make sure none of your information is on there. Make sure you guys are freezing your credit profiles from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian because if it's frozen, no one can get anything in your name. And keep your profile safe and protected because there's a lot of CPN, pre-built CPN fraud going on out here. The people stealing identities and doing that. So make sure you freezing that so nobody can get no type of loans, auto loans, credit cards, and in your name. Make sure you guys are changing your debit and credit card numbers out so often because, as we all know, credit card, debit card fraud is on the rise, even more. So, if and a lot of times these come from compromised accounts and people hacking companies' databases, and there's a lot of skimmers going on out there. POS machines, wherever we use tap to pay, you never know it's a skimmer on there. So every so often you using your card, change out them numbers and get new cards. And so if it was a hack or a leak or anything where your card was on there, it won't work and you'll be safe. All right. So stay more safe, stay more cautious, and be more aware out there because it's getting even realer when it comes to scams, frauds, and these methods. Shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going. Y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gyms are $1,000. But for limited time only, I'm doing it for $600. Yes, $600. Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Also, make sure y'all book your seat on the webinars Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 250, 10 seats. We're gonna talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. Ask me anything you want to ask me. We're gonna get some real knowledge going. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the crypto tour, in-person limited gyms, $3,500, $500 deposit. The rest of the money meet in person. Make sure y'all booking y'all seat on the month-long mentorship, $2,500, $500 deposit. The rest of the money meet in person. Make sure Y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato App Millionaire Network. Still looking for people for the production company. Still looking for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, women, gamers, streamers, and content creators. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell. All my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my TikToks, my IGs. I got multiple IGs and YouTube channels, so make sure y'all follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of those. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world because it's changing people's lives. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hussle. Y'all know how I get down to the end of these videos. I will see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.